Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing a TV on this wall, and we're going to be doing it with this bracket just like so. I'm going to show you the steps. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to decide where center is. If you've watched some of my other videos, you've learned probably how to center something on something else. Today we're going to be centering this right in the middle of this wall. And so the first thing we do is measure it. So it is 75 and a quarter. Yeah, 75 and a quarter wide. And so what you do is you want to find the center of that first. And so 75 and a quarter is 37 and a half is a half of 75, and then half of a quarter is an eighth. And so 37 and a half plus an eighth is 37 and 5/8. So 37 and 5/8 is the center of this. So 37 and 5/8 is the center. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to really just eyeball the height of this, like where do we want it? And I think that that someplace probably in here is probably a pretty good height. I don't want the TV to hang below this glass block decorative piece. So I think someplace in here, and for me that's about eye level. So I'm going to put it right at eye level. So I've marked 37 and 5/8, which is the center of our wall now. And most of these TV mounts give you a template nowadays. And so I know that this is the bottom of where I wanted it, was right here. So this actually has a center hole. So I just find my center of my wall here, I place it inside, and I can mark my bolts. All right, so I found the center of my hole right here. And now I'm gonna level this, this little template that they give me, just like so, by keeping that in the center. Mark one here, mark one here. If you've watched, like I said, some of my other videos, these are my favorite anchors when I'm hanging something that is very heavy. I made sure that that these are rated to 95 pounds, and so I know that I only need 2 of these to hold the TV up. And so the way these work is this is a wing sheetrock anchor, and so you stick it through the drywall or the sheetrock, or in this case the stucco, and then as you screw it in, this opens up and tightens against the wall, and that's what keeps it tight. So 95 pounds, so I only have to put 2 in, and I've marked my two locations here. All right, so this is a different setup. You guys, I've talked about my favorite drill before, and that's this this DeWalt 20 volt, but what I don't have is the square ends here to insert in it here in Arizona. Here in Arizona, I have a different set of bits, and they're round, and so I have to use my old drill to drill holes. So I'm going to drill those holes out just like so. The way these wing anchors work like this is I need to place this through and then place the wing on. So I put my my washer on first, I place this through, and then I insert the wing on, just like this. So that's how those operate, just like so. And we'll do the next one, same way. And then start to tighten that wing up. And I like, when I tighten these, I like to get just the tip of it showing through, just like this. That gives me plenty of space between here and here for the sheetrock or for the stucco in this case. All right guys, so the way these work is I pinch this wing down and I insert that wing in the hole just like so. And once I do that, I grab my hammer, pound that through just like this. Once it's in, I do the other side. All right guys, now that we've got our anchors set, now what I'm gonna do is tighten those up, and it'll attach the bracket to the wall tightly. So it looks like this. So I pull this as tight as I can get it, just like so, and then I just zip it up, just like that. And you pull it tight so that that wing attaches to the back of your drywall, the back to your sheet, your stucco, etc. And then this is where you make your final adjustments for level now. So now I'm going to take the level again. I'm going to make the final adjustments before I really get it super tight. All right, guys. So as you see now, I've got it level, and now I'm going to tighten it down as tight as I can get it. And I just do it slowly. All right, guys, so this is all set. You can tell I'm putting weight down on this and it's not moving, you know? So now, believe it or not, the TV is actually not here yet. And so it's due here in about 2 hours. And so I'm gonna be actually mounting the TV and setting the TV once it gets here. But before I do that, I'm actually gonna run an extension cord down here, and I'm gonna, my outlet's clear on the other side of the wall. So I'm gonna run an extension cord for it. So for me, I don't have to run an extension cord, and you don't either. I actually have a plug. This is the kitchen back in here, and I actually have a plug that sits right here, right next to the glass block. And it'd be really easy for me to cut a hole in here and add a receptacle if I wanted to have it behind the TV. But just for the sake of speed and ease, we're actually going to run an extension cord for right now. It just doesn't bother us, and we just want to get the TV up and running. So let's do that now. So now I'm going to attach the extension cord, and I want you to see these. So I'm going to use this little clip here to attach the cord against the wall, but I wanted you to understand this, that when you're buying these type of staples, they make these for both masonry and wood. And so you want to make sure that if you're going into stucco like I am, that you buy the masonry ones. The only difference is this is a very, very thick, heavy-duty nail. Let's do it now. All right, guys, these fit super tight. This is a 16 gauge cord, and that's coaxial cable diameter. And so this clip almost stays on here by itself, and then you just hammer these things into place just like so. And that's why they suck. Okay, guys, what I've needed to do actually with these masonry nails is, because they're so small and stucco is very, very easy just to basically crack when you're trying to attempt it, is I've taken my smallest drill bit, which is a 16th, and I've pre-drilled the holes for these. And you can see that it's worked really well by pre-drilling them. I'm not cracking the stucco like I did in this one here, and it's working well now. So I've got my next one on, and I'm gonna pre-drill this next one here. Most important thing when doing something with a 16th inch drill bit is not applying too much pressure, because the drill bits do break and they bend super easy. Working really well. All right, guys, it is a day late, but TV finally arrived, and we're getting ready to mount this thing. So let's get it unboxed. And yes, you can make fun of the TV in the comments. It is a cheap one. I think we paid $260, $270 for it on Amazon. These are the 4 holes that we use right here. So on the brackets that hang off of the bracket we installed yesterday. So let's get it going. All right, guys, so getting ready to install the hanging bracket on the TV first. When you do this, you want to make sure that your lip is on the upper portion of the TV and it's extended outward, because that's actually what hangs on the bracket that we installed yesterday on the wall. And so it goes like this. So these just fit, that's all they do. I'm going to use the very top one here, and I'm using the very bottom of this elongated one down here. What I'm seeing is, it looks like we have probably 1.5 inches to the TV there once we get it in, and this is what it came with right here. So I'm assuming that it's possible that this middle one maybe works, but if not, we'll have to run to the hardware store and get a little bit longer bolts, because these are just going to be long enough at best. So let's give it a shot. These are very specific too, because they're not, there you go. So these are going to work, which is great. And I won't tighten those up until I get these bottom ones on. You can tell when I tighten that one just a little bit, it kind of lifted this up, so. Okay, guys, so you see this screw here, this is just started. So I just started the threads just so it would stand on its own, I could show you. But a lot of times the depth of what they give you here in the threads inside the TV isn't deep enough for their shortest screw they give you. And it's very possible, I haven't even tried it yet, I'm saving it for camera, that when I tighten this up, that it'll maybe only tighten up to maybe someplace in here, which is maybe 1/8 short, and it won't be tight. And so what I do then is I actually stack the additional washers like this to give it some more depth so the screw doesn't hit. Basically, what I'm saying is it doesn't bottom out. So let's give it a shot and see if it works. And that's exactly what happened, guys. So you can see that I can move this around. It has bottomed out, and I can see that the screw that they have provided is not short enough for here. So I'm gonna undo it, and we're gonna add a couple of washers to it. All right, so I've added 2 additional steel washers, and I've added 1 black plastic washer to it. That should do the trick. Let's give it a shot. That worked really well. All right, let's get it on the bracket here and install the All right, guys, and just like that, TV is hooked up, installed, and we're all set. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to drop me a link in the comments section, and then I'll have also a link to the TV as well if you're interested in this inexpensive Fire TV. Thanks so much. Have a great one. If you've enjoyed this video and the way that I teach, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.